begin by going to kitely.com and then come to Create New Account and sign in with whatever you need to use. I'm going to create through an email account. Type in the name of the email. And once you've typed in the email address you're going to use, you now create a password that you'll be using every time you sign into Kitely. So this is not the password that you used when you created your email account. This is a new password. And then you're coming down here, you're going to put in the name of the avatar, the first name and the last name. Now I moved this up a bit so you can see the bottom. What you want to again do is type in the password that you're going to use when you sign in. I'm going to sign in. My avatar's first name is going to be Test. My last name is going to be 9. You choose the gender that you want to start at, and you can make modifications. Be sure that you change the age. Now, if you want to go in quite simply, put yourself as 18 plus. If you are under 18 or you're bringing in youth, they're going to need an additional sign-in. So I'm just going to put myself as 18 plus. I'm going to indicate I'm not a robot, and I've read and accepted the Kitely agreement. Of course, you would read that. I've done that before. And then you click Create. Now the browser I'm using asks whether I want to save this. I'm going to click little X, which is just outside the picture here, because I don't want to save it. Now, what you want to do is decide what you would like to have sent to you. I find these to be useful, so I'm leaving them on. So it does say that, congratulations, an account has been created. And if I had tried to use an email I had used previously, it would have bumped me out at this point. So it's telling me to go over to that email, and there'll be a link there. And if it takes a little time, then you come back here and you resend it. So I'm now going to go over to that email. Now here's the email I set up for this test. You would click to whatever email you used. And if you have any pop-up blocker, it will bring a pop-up. So be sure that if you have any trouble that you don't have a pop-up blocker. So I'm going to click here to verify that I own this email address. And it says, thank you, your email has been verified, and I will say OK. Now, this step is very important. You need a viewer. If you have a PC, this seems to work well. I'm not sure if it works as well on the Mac. You want to download Firestorm. That's the most general one that's used in islands like Kitely. Kitely is an open sim island. Second Life is a different one. You don't want the Second Life viewer. So you download this, and what happens, downloading here, it's going to take a little while, so I will pause this. Okay, it's closer to being finished, but notice that it's giving me additional steps. Once I'm finished with this, I can go to the Kitely Welcome Center, and from there you can navigate to the world that you're going to be using. So what I will do at this point, okay, it's now completely downloaded, the icon's shifted, and it's an executable file, which means when I open it, it will go through asking if I want to install it, and I'm saying yes, because that's a verified, legitimate viewer. And I'll click OK. I'll review the instructions and the agreement. If I agree, I click OK. It's ready to install, and so I simply click the install button. You can see where it's going to go on your computer. And do I want to put it in my start menu? I'll say yes. And I then have to wait for this process, which will depend on how fast your computer is working, things like that. But you'll start seeing that there'll be a little green line that comes up and monitors the progress. When it finishes, the green bar gets to the end. It does say completed here. You have to know to close this. And it's going to go to the Kitely Welcome Center. I think that's, well, no. When you close it, it asks if you want to start Firestorm now. I'll say yes. If you said no, it puts an icon on your computer window, your desktop, and you go in later with that. So I'm going to just say yes to start it up right now. And this is the interface you're going to get when you go in later to Kitely and to go to any of these islands. Now let me bring this up here. Here's my Kitely island. And I've been testing different avatars. So I'm coming over here. If this is your first time, you would go to test. In this case was 9. I typed that in. Now this is the password that I just typed in when I established the account. And it's going to be the one you use. Later on, when you come in, you can see that you have options as to whether you want to go to the last location or go to the home location. I will tell it to go to the last location. And now I'm going to click log in. And this will depend upon the speed of your computer and your internet, how long it takes for you to log in. Your avatar is being generated. You'll go to the Kitely Welcome Center if this is your first time using this. From there, you open the map to find out what other islands you might want to go to. But first time, it will bring you to the Kitely Welcome Center. Okay, and there's somebody else there at the same time. You'll hear views, and the female avatar has quite a swagger. You can change that. I don't know why they have that. And I'm just walking over to where there's some clothes. So this is a message from Kitely itself. You can accept that. I'm going to just ignore it for now. To go to other islands, you open the map on the bottom, and you can see the island that you're on. Now, if I were to go to Marion Island, just have to type that in, and you'll see this map comes into view, and I'm clicking and dragging it. So one quick way to get to other islands is to go to the world's map at the bottom, type in the island you want. When you find it, you then put that find button there, and then you teleport to it. But I'm going to stop here. That basically gets you in, gets Firestorm installed, and then you're ready to go for later.